Well, hello, my YouTube friends. Ruben Obed here, logging back on, bringing you another video talking a little bit about prepping. And this video answers the question: are preppers paranoid? All right, are preppers paranoid? Well, um, that's that's not an easy question to answer. I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, so you're a prepper. You're anticipating a shit hits the fan scenario. You're anticipating, an EMP attack. You're anticipating, or preparing for a Yellowstone, for a war, for an, financial, you know, meltdown, and is preparing for things that can really happen, being paranoid. I mean, seriously, is are you paranoid for preparing that? So that would mean if you believe that preppers are paranoid, then don't have car insurance because you're preparing for a car accident. Don't have home insurance because you're preparing for something to happen in your home. Don't have health insurance then because you're preparing for getting sick. Don't do it. You know, don't pay your social security. Don't do it. That's prepping. you know Now, can I call you paranoid for you know preparing? Can I call you paranoid for wanting to have health care, for wanting to prepare? You're a prepper too. So you're pointing out preppers when in actuality you're prepping too. The problem is that your style of prepping is socially acceptable. So nobody's gonna point the finger at you for prepping, with health insurance, or prepping with car insurance, or prepping with homeowners insurance. No, nobody criticizes that. But you want to criticize the prepper, the doomsday prepper, when we're stocking up food, when we're making our own power system, when we are, so let's take it to the Bible, you know Joseph, he answered he interpreted the dream of the Pharaoh, with the seven skinny cows and the seven fat cows. It meant that they were going to have years of famine. So what did they do? They based on that dream, they interpreted it, and guess what? Joseph interpreted the dream and they prepped for those 7 years of famine. They prepped. Another example in the Bible, Noah. God told Noah that a flood was coming. Guess what Noah did? He prepped. He prepped. Noah didn't only make the boat, he prepped. He had food in the boat for his family and the ark. He had food for the animals. He prepped. Okay? Another thing, the parable about the virgins in the Bible, they prepped. And it talks about the in the parable of the virgins, the ones that didn't oil their lamps. I mean, if you know scripture, you know what I'm talking about. I guess the answer is yes. Being a little bit paranoid is good. You know, you gotta prep for everything. When you're gonna get surgery, what's the first process before surgery? Nurses and the people gonna work in the emergency room, they have to prep you, right? Prep, prepare. When you make food, when you're gonna cook it, what are you doing? You're preparing a meal, prepping. You know, the Bible also says, talks about the virtuous woman. You know, talks about how a virtuous good woman edifies her house. And brings linen so that in the nights the family and the children won't be cold. She preps. I mean, if you want to call preppers paranoid, that's your business. You know, but the reality is that if you don't prep, you're a fool. So I'd rather be paranoid than a fool. Because the moment the shit hits the fan, and you know that your neighbor is a prepper, you are the one gonna be knocking on his door. You, people like you, the anti-preppers, the ones who criticize, the ones who try to mock, you know. Recently, and I would say not even 2 weeks ago, the Department of Homeland Security, they put out a report stating that for the American people to prep for the next 6 months because of a possible attack on our nation's grid. I guess the Department of Homeland Security is paranoid too, then, right? You know? Let me tell you something, guys. I went through Hurricane Maria. I went through the shit hits the fan scenario here in Puerto Rico. I went through it. Okay? I did 7 months with no power. And let me tell you, I wish I had prepped for it. So since then, it hasn't been 2 years yet, but since then, I've been prepping. And I've been preaching this prepping gospel. Why? Because I don't want the same shit that happened to me to happen to you. I don't want you to get caught with your pants down, you know? And it's unfortunate because, you know, good people, and I have to mention this publicly, good people, like the people of InfoWars, okay? They saved my ass during Hurricane Maria. They flew down to Puerto Rico to bring me help. The good people of InfoWars. So I will eternally be thankful to Gary Heaven, who flew his plane from Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico with his wife and with the U.S. ambassador, you know, and with Mike Zimmerman, you know, and shout out to my buddies over there at InfoWars, Rob Dew, you know, and Alex Jones. They looked out for me. They looked out for me. Because why? Because these people, InfoWars, I'm not an employee of InfoWars, you know? I'm just an info warrior who believes, who believes in what they say and what they do. Why? Because when the shit hits the fan, it's people like these are the ones that are going to show up at your door to help your ass out. It's happened to me. These people are preppers, man. Don't let it be fooled. InfoWars people, they're preppers. Man, they're the ones that are gonna rebuild America when the shit hits the fan. Those are the ones. Those are the people that I want to be close to. You know, I'm in Puerto Rico. Doesn't seem to be a big prepping community here, which is really unfortunate. Maybe there is, and I'm not aware of. But regardless of what it is, I know that I'm prepared to the extent and to the degree that it is possible for me. But since everything's fine, since we have, we have electric, so you know what? It's the time to prep. It's the time to, every time you go to the supermarket, grab 5, 6 cans of Chef Boyardee. Just stock them up, man. What do you have to lose? Seriously. Or do you want to wait to the last moment and look in the eyes of your little kid, of your little son or daughter, and look at them and they say, "Daddy, I'm hungry," and there's no food to eat because your ass didn't prep. You got health care, you got car insurance, but you don't have an extra can of Chef Boyardee in your refrigerator, but yet you got the nerve to call preppers paranoid. I don't know. So, like I said, if I have to accept the word paranoid, I'll accept it, and I'll wear the word paranoid like a badge of honor, because you know what? People who are wise, we tend to get a little paranoid. You know, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because there's too many people who criticize logic. There's too many people that criticize um, common sense thinking. There's too many people that are so wrapped up in this little bubble of a system that they think that they can't drink rainwater because it doesn't come out of the tap. People, y'all better learn how to survive. Y'all better learn how to turn the damn fire on. Y'all better learn because the system could crash at any moment. If it doesn't, praise be to God. if it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. I hope that for the rest of my life, I'm just a paranoid prepper because it only takes 1 second for a nuclear bomb to be detonated, and then the shit hits the fan scenario begins. 1 second. So if things can change that drastically in 1 second, I'll be damned if I ain't prepared at least a little bit, at least for a couple months to at least weather the storm and see what the hell happens, you know? So that's my video for today. I won't make it any longer, guys. Be wise, prep, prepare. Just the same way you got car insurance, just the same way you get flood, homeowners insurance and flood insurance, you know, just stock up on a couple of cans and bottled water, a little power unit, a little generator, something, so you can weather the storm. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Ruben Obed here, transmitting live from GB Music Group Studios in Dorado, Puerto Rico, and in representation and not affiliated for Infowars.com. Ruben Obed.